Cookies on the table, yeah. Milk up by the soul. Reindeer park outside, rims on the sleigh. North Pole hustle, made it here today, yeah. Stocking hang low, gifts stacking to the ceiling. Elves on the payroll, that's how they feeling. Naughty or nice, check the list twice.
Good afternoon. Hope you like my Santa song today. We're going to talk about this music. We're going to talk about a brand new Lyme disease test that is making waves. It has got promising ideas behind it. This is very, very important news for those with Lyme disease and co-infections. I'm also going to... it's getting taken away by this amazing song. I'm going to show you a little bit about AI music, and I'm going to talk to you about a few other things. There's some economic news I'm going to go over really quickly, some Wednesday motivation. I'm going to get into a very good passage that I wanted to read you today, and so much more. So welcome to Lunchtime Lift. My name is Ryan Kearns, and every day I'm going to hop on this live and help you get through the day. I'm going to give you just some positivity, some good vibes, some health, some wellness, some ideas, some self-improvement. I'm going to give you some positive news of things that's going on in the world. I'm going to set you up for the rest of the day so you have that energy going through to kill it for the rest of the afternoon. I know how it can be. Times are tough. It's very easy to focus on the negative all the time. All right, I got to take this hat off, guys. It is too hot. Ugh. Woo! Okay. It's really easy to focus on the negative all the time, and news is really set up that way to get us to focus on the negative. It's because our brain, our very simple reptile brain, is so used to looking for the negative to keep us alive. It's a survival bias. And so it's up to us to create a place where we can share positivity, we can share good news, we can share healthy things and things that are helping other individuals and other human beings get ahead in life. And we can use it as self-improvement, as inspiration, as feeling good, as, filling up our own cup so that we can go spill that cup out into the world to other people and help other people and serve the world. That's what this show is all about. That's what we're doing here at 12 noon every single day. I'm not sure about the weekends yet. We'll see how that goes. But at least Monday to Friday right now, we are doing this every noon. So I hope you'll join me in the afternoon every day and just really soaking in those good vibes, that good energy. And today we have some really valuable news, really important news for those of you, especially. I have a big audience of people that have Lyme disease and co-infections, tick-borne illness. There is a new test, a new Lyme disease test that has very, very promising results and ideas and flow behind it. And people are talking about it and it's getting attention. And this is breaking news, brand new. So I'm going to share that at the end of today's live just because I want to touch on a few other things first that I think will give you some inspiration, some calmness, right? Let's, it's as you see, I like to get ramped up and excited and bring the energy and turn on the music. But at the same time, when, especially for people with illness and chronic illness and Lyme disease and things like that, people that are struggling, we do need to make sure that we're keeping our nervous system also calm, right? This is not a time... Yes, it's good to be excited, but this is not a time to be stressed and to push it into a level of anxiety and depression and pushing towards that stress and ramping up the nervous system. We do want to avoid that, but we want to calm down, right? Take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's get into this, okay? So we're here together, and if you're here, it's for a reason, right? I believe that humans are connected based on something other than just who we know and where we are in this very moment. We're connected to each other, and the reason that you're here is because you're part of the movement that we're creating. So let's dive into this. The very first thing I wanted to show you, hang on, bear with me. There we go. Okay. So you may or may not know, on the internet, Wednesday is a big day for motivation. It's about pushing through the rest of the week. It's about getting through the week. It's hump day. It's the day where things are we're halfway there. We're halfway through the week, so we just got to get a little bit further. So I typed in Wednesday motivation into Google, and here's what we got. Powering through the midweek slump by celebrating small wins, refocusing on goals with positivity, and using humor or breaks to recharge. And that is exactly what we're doing here in the first place. But we do this every day. It just so happens to be Wednesday. So here's some inspirational quotes that I liked that they shared here. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. That's the exact quote that I shared on Monday, where I said, start where you are. That's exactly what we're doing here with this show, right? I mean, as you can tell, I'm in a room that's like, 8 by 8. It's a very small room. It feels like I'm in a closet. Do I want the big setup, the better setup, the really cool background with the, all the bells and whistles? Of course I do. But we're starting where we are. We're going to get started and move forward regardless of what we currently have and where we currently are. And I think that's a huge lesson for everybody. And I shared all about that on Monday's live stream. So believe you can, and you're halfway there. Now, these might seem trite or overused or kind of, what's the word? What's the word where things are overused or just like they become like a trope. It's not like a real thing. It could feel a little bit boring or just like overused. That's what some of these are, but to me that means that it's true, right? If people are saying it all the time and always have been, it's probably because there's some truth behind it. Now, it always seems impossible until it's done. That's a great one. Challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't find them, just find a different way to stand, right? And if you're someone with Lyme disease watching this, because we are going to talk about Lyme disease today, that is a challenge that has come into your life. You didn't choose Lyme disease. You didn't choose to be sick. You didn't choose illness, but it came to you. And now it's up to you what you're going to do about it, right? And that happened to me as well. I've had Lyme disease. It was a very, very difficult time in my life, which is why I always talk about it. And it was a challenge that I had to face, but it ended up making me better in the long term because I was able to, learn about my body, learn about holistic wellness, learn how to eat healthy, learn how to quit drinking alcohol and still have a good time and still have fun, learn how to be myself around people when I'm not drinking alcohol, learn how to, avoid the sugar and the drinks that are filled with sugar and nonsense. And those are just some things that are top of mind right now. But my entire life really changed when I went through that difficult time. And so if you're facing challenges, if you're facing a difficult time right now, I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I know it can be hard, but, don't fight directly against everything. Sometimes you've just got to find a different way to stand, as Oprah said in this inspirational quote here. And so I just wanted to share some motivation for you today to get through the week, get through the day. If you're halfway through the week and you're trying to make it through, just know I'm here with you. You can do it. You can make it through. It's all about perspective. Let's sit back and think about the things we're grateful for. Let's come up with a plan to move forward in a healthy, positive way, no matter what challenges we're facing, and continue pushing up against the odds and continue helping other people and serving the world. And that will always help you come out on top, no matter what. Even if, you're feeling like a shell of yourself, even if you're not in the best position right now, you can be. It really just takes pushing forward and taking it one step at a time. As it says here, we celebrate the small wins. That's so valuable, so important. I mean, it's easy to get wrapped up in the, I'm not all the way better yet, or, I didn't hit my financial goal yet, or, I didn't start the business I wanted to yet, or, I didn't meet that girl or guy or start that relationship that I wanted to start yet. But we got to take the wins. We got to take the small wins, right? When someone says, I didn't meet the love of my life yet. Well, okay, did you go on any dates? If you went on any dates, give yourself a pat on the back. That's like, I did it. I went on a date. That's great. That's a small win that you can celebrate regardless of where it ends up and how things move from there. But celebrating small wins can go for every area of your life, from finances to health to relationships and everything in between, even spirituality and the way you find your center and find your whatever you believe in the world. We can always grow, we can always get better, but we've got to celebrate those small wins and feel good about it, right? So often I see people that are just always beating themselves up, getting down on themselves. They kind of, we often have this negative talk in our own heads telling us like, you're a piece of crap. Like you're the worst. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not doing enough. And sometimes we need to shut that off. We need to just say, let's celebrate the small wins. Let's celebrate where we are today. Let's celebrate what we have done, how far we have come. It was just 2 or 3 years ago where I hadn't really helped many people with Lyme disease. I hadn't really helped my business grow. I haven't really helped anybody get better like as much as I would have wanted to. And I beat myself up about it. I thought badly about myself. I thought this isn't going to work. I held myself down. I held myself back. But the past 3 years, I've really stepped up. I've helped thousands of people now. If I look back at everything that I've been through, it is absolutely amazing. And rarely do I do that. I rarely let myself look back and be proud and be happy for what I've done already. And so many people, it's the same. What can you reflect on today that shows you that you're doing well? You're doing the right thing. You're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for your body. You're showing up for your relationship. You're showing up for your business, whatever your main focus is right now. And we go through seasons. Those focuses change. It's not always going to be the main focus all the time. But whatever it is for you, right now for me, I just want to help as many people as possible. I want to touch people's lives. I want to help them get through struggles and hard times because I've been there. I've been through a lot of hard times. I've been through crazy stuff that most people haven't been through. And I've been through stuff that a lot of other people have been through. And I just want to say that if you're struggling, you're not alone. You can make it through. Celebrate the small wins. Keep pushing. And we're coming up to Christmas, which is why I got my Santa drip on. And Christmas is always great, right? I mean, I got 2 kids, so it's always fun to give them some presents and to see them open their presents and experience the joy and magic of Christmas time. But what about you? What do you think about Christmas? Are you excited? Are you stressed out? Sometimes it causes massive stress for people. Sometimes it is a good thing. Sometimes it's just another, sometimes it feels like it's become a Hallmark holiday or a holiday just, made up for commercialism. And I hope you're not feeling that this year. I hope you're feeling the joy and the spark that comes with Christmas instead of that commercial gross feeling that like you have to buy so much stuff to be loved. That's not what the holiday spirit is all about, but sometimes it can slide in that direction. And so let's remember that it can be fun. It can be, lighthearted. It doesn't need to be, so serious and annoying like that. So let's move on. Today, the Federal Reserve has a meeting that's they're going to share whether or not they're going to cut interest rates, and everybody thinks they're going to cut interest rates. So the interest rates right now for anything from, a car loan to credit cards to student loans and so much more should go down. And houses, of course. The interest rates should go down as they cut interest rates today. I'm not going to go too deep into that. I'm not a financial expert. I just thought it was interesting when I was looking through everything, and everyone thinks they're going to cut the rates, which obviously could be cool. I mean, if more small businesses could get access to loans, and if more people can get houses because the interest rates are lower, and if people can get cars because interest rates are lower, that seems like positive news to me. So I just wanted to share it with you today. Now, again, not a financial expert. Maybe it has really terrible downstream effects. Maybe it's the worst thing ever, but it seems positive to me, seems really cool, and there we go. Now, I wanted to talk to you about AI music, and that might seem random or weird or, an interesting choice, but I've been playing with AI music lately, and you might have noticed because on these live streams, I'll be playing music in the beginning of these live streams, and it's not music that already exists. It's music that has been created via AI. And I use this app called Suno. And I just think it's really cool, and I wanted to share it with you. So I'm going to show you a couple songs that I created. So we got this one. Let's try this one. So all these songs,
got my reflection smiling back. Weight of the world now, today is on my back. Pour the smoothie greens and vibes all intact. Dreams in the blender, manifesting in the stack. Tuned out the noise, tuned into my lane. Umbrella.
all right. So I'm not going to share all these songs. I just wanted to talk about this quickly because I think it's cool how we can access AI and we could use AI to make music that actually relates directly to us. So imagine if every song you listen to was actually personalized to you and your taste and the idea of what you want to hear in the song. The songs could be about you. You know how people say like, oh my God, that song is amazing. It connects with me. I relate to that song so much. I understand the lyrics really go with my life. When people say that, imagine if every song you listen to was actually about your life. I mean, you'll see here, I have this song called Save Me about Lyme disease. I have this song called Healing Glow. This is about like healing the body, healing vibes. And then this one, 20 years old. This is about my life when I was 20 years old. Things were really hard for me. And so like, I'm not going to make you listen to all these. I just wanted to throw out there how awesome I think this is. And I wanted to get your opinion. What do you think about AI music? I'm actually going to place a poll right now and we'll see what everyone thinks. So the question is AI music cool or is it a tragedy? Obviously a little dramatic here, but some people will hate on it and they'll say it's terrible because obviously we're making music that's not technically real. There's no instruments involved. There's no skill involved. It's literally just you tell it what to make and it makes it. So like for this Santa one, I put like, make me a trap melodic that about cookies and Santa Claus and Christmas. That's pretty much what I put. And that's what we got. We got this.
Cookies on the table, milk about the soap, reindeer park outside, rims on the slate, North Pole hustle, made it here today.
Hey! All right. So I just wanted to share a little bit about that and see what you think. I mean, a lot of people don't even know that this exists, so I wanted to just get your opinion on it, see what you guys think, and also what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, imagine if everything was personalized. Like if you could have personalized music, would that interest you? Would that be something that you're into? To me, I think of it like a very powerful tool because I'm a believer in, positive thinking, being positive, showing up for yourself, positive affirmations, saying positive things to myself, believing in myself. And so if I could make songs that actually speak to me, that actually tell me like, positive things about myself, or even repeat positive affirmations to me, and it's in the form of music, so I feel that emotionally, and it could potentially move me in the right direction. It could help me. It could be a very, very beneficial tool for me if I can make music that's related to me and my life. I think it can be very therapeutic and helpful for people, especially if they struggle to, with negative self-talk, talking down to themselves, thinking poorly about themselves, thinking they're not enough. If they could have music that reminds them of everything they've been through, helps them celebrate the small wins, and pushes them to feel better about themselves or have positive feelings about themselves, I think that could be life-changing for a lot of people, which is really interesting. I'm not sure anybody's ever talked about, AI music in that way before, but I just wanted to share that with you and, maybe get some opinions and get some thoughts about that. So post in the chat or vote for what you think. Is it good? Is it bad? And we'll move on. So let's see what else we got here today. All right, the final thing is really that new Lyme disease test that I wanted to share with you. Now, this is huge news. Huge news. Lyme disease testing is very inaccurate, non-specific, some might say unhelpful. Some would say it's just 50% accuracy. It's a flip of a coin whether or not you have Lyme disease and co-infections based on the ELISA test and the Western blot test. They really only work within 2 weeks to 60 days. So if you have been bitten by a tick and you have the antibodies responding to Lyme, they won't show up until after 2 weeks. Then you'll be able to get a positive test. But if you wait too long and it goes past 60 days, you're out of luck, pretty much. So if you could get a false negative, which is what will happen if you go beyond 60 days, and if it's before 2 weeks, it's just completely pointless, the test. It could be false negative or false positive. It really doesn't matter. Before 2 weeks, it's not going to give you the results that you're looking for. It's not going to give you the truth, which is what we really want, right? But here's where it gets really cool. Part of the news of today. Teens may have come up with a new way to detect and treat Lyme disease using CRISPR gene editing. So this is actually gene editing, where they're able to zoom in on our DNA genes and cut little pieces of that DNA out until there's only one strand of DNA left, and that strand is the DNA that is there because of Lyme disease, is how I understand it. But let's just read a little here. Let me just see. I don't want to read the whole thing to you. I just want to give you exactly what you need. One of the biggest problems with Lyme is the lack of being able to diagnose it. Yep, 100%. So a lot of people will go years. We've met people who have gone 15 years without a diagnosis. I have met many people who have gone many years without a diagnosis. I personally think that I had Lyme disease for years without a diagnosis because I got bitten by a tick when I was like 8 years old. CRISPR really is one of the biggest innovations of the 21st century. Using deactivated viruses to snip away genes, it's provided the base for ongoing cures and treatments for disease of various kinds, including the always fatal Huntington's disease, type 1 diabetes, etc. They use CRISPR as a way to identify and isolate a protein generated by the bacteria that cause Lyme disease. That bacteria is called Borrelia burgdorferi. In a simulated model of blood infection, the team used CRISPR to target specific DNA strands where the protein hides, then gradually remove DNA material surrounding it until the protein is exposed. At this point, a simple at-home test could detect it. So a simple at-home test could detect Lyme disease now within 2 days after infection, far sooner than the 2 weeks that currently exists. So that's a great sign, but it is a bit interesting. I'm not sure how well this will be adopted. The reason I bring that up is because I'm not sure that the real problem is that we need a test that gives us results within 2 days. While that could be great, it could catch a bunch of cases, actually. Don't get me wrong. What we really need is a test that can last beyond 60 days as well. So I haven't gotten the information about that for CRISPR, if that would work for this. But that's a very interesting thing that I would love to ask the team over at, what's it called here? The iGEM competition. Maybe I will reach out to this science team and see if CRISPR can be used to detect Lyme disease after 60 days, because I think that is what would make the biggest difference. I do think it's good that they can catch it before 14 days. That's amazing. But if we could get it past 60 days as well, that would be even better. So really, really cool stuff. I obviously had to share this when it came across my desk, being that I work all day, every day to try and help people with Lyme disease, co-infections, tick-borne illness of all kinds. When I saw this, I jumped for joy. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Finally, CRISPR gene editing. We can test for Lyme disease quicker and easier than ever before. And so that is so, so cool. If you're someone with Lyme disease, let me know what you think about this. I think it's amazing. I mean, it's been so long. It's been so long that we've needed better testing for Lyme disease. I mean, since I've been looking at this for the past 10 years, and this is the first time I've seen a brand new test. And so that's excellent. I'm not sure how quickly or how well it will be adopted by the medical system, or if people will actually use this, or how much it costs to use this. But if it does get commercialized and become easily available to everyone, I think it can help so many people, and I think it's amazing. So very positive news there, very cool, and I wanted to share that positive news today as well. Honestly, there wasn't very much positive news that I was excited about when I looked into everything, but here we go. I'm going to actually look right now with you here. I'm going on to X, because I don't know, it's an easy way to find what's trending. Beyonce returns as Met Gala co-chair after decade away. Well, that's cool. Love Beyonce. That's a fun one there. Let's see. Hang on. Here we go. If I go trending, Supergirl is in studios. That's fun. Waffle House, Wednesday motivation. Let's see what Twitter has for Wednesday motivation. Okay, a lot of good stuff here. I asked the wise man, "Tell me, sir, in which field could I make a great career?" He said with a smile, "Be a good human being. There's a lot of opportunity in this area and very little competition." Love that. I try to be a good person. I hope you try to be a good person as well. I always teach that to my kids. The power of stepping away. Oh, look at that. You could stop an entire fire from happening by stepping away. All right. So that's all I see here. Let me go back. Let's see news stories. Young Montreal winner chooses weekly lottery payments over $1 million lump sum. That's awesome. Good for you. Congratulations. Trump. Okay. So, I mean, there's not too much good news that I found today, but I was really, really excited mostly about this new way to detect and treat Lyme disease using CRISPR, as someone, again, who helps thousands of people. And I mean, I'm telling you, my life is this. I wake up at 4 a.m. and I start thinking, how can I help someone with Lyme disease? And I start writing to my list of 5,000 people who are dealing with Lyme disease, and I try to connect with them. I try to come up with ideas to help them. I try to come up with anything that can make their day better, that can make their life better. Then I jump right into filming a video that I can post here on YouTube for Lyme disease, co-infections, tick-borne illness. And, understanding the diagnosis, understanding how to get better, understanding holistic wellness, detox, gut microbiome health, and so much more. And then at noon, I hop on here. I give inspiration. I try to give laughs. I try to give music. I try to give a good time, lift the spirits, lift your energy so that you can have a great rest of your day. Then I go and edit that video that I filmed in the morning, and I post that on YouTube later. So basically my whole life is based around helping people with Lyme disease, co-infections, tick-borne illnesses, really just anyone that wants to have good energy during lunchtime, here on Lunchtime Lift, which is what we're calling this show here. And that's all I care about. That's what I do every single day. So if you or a loved one has Lyme disease, you can go to LymeWars.com to get started with an herbal antimicrobial protocol that I put together myself after it worked for me. And I've shared it with thousands of other people now, and so many people are getting better and having positive, amazing results with it. We get new reviews every single month. Last month we got 9 5-star reviews. This month I'm sure we'll get another at least 5 to 10. I don't know. People are busy. I'll give you that. People are busy. It is Christmas time, and I hope you're feeling the holiday spirit. I hope there's some good joy in the air for you today. And really, I do have my book with me that we read yesterday. I do think it is good to read this every single day here on the live stream. It does give positivity. It does give us a good vibe. It gives us something to talk about. It gives us something to think about, reflect on. There's 366 meditations in this book that we can read through, and it's just one per day, and that's it. And so in December it is Cosmic Sublime. So it's a little bit out there, a little bit ethereal and weird, a little bit deep, but I love it. I think it's important to think about these deep topics, and it's great for the mind to just connect to each other and really think about these things together. So let me see here. I'm going to actually remove that. There we go. Let's go to December 10th. It is Wednesday, December 10th, and it is a beautiful day. It's probably about 50 degrees here where I am in North Carolina. Let's see. Okay. It says, December 10th, see the whole. We humans tend to see things in isolation. We see ourselves and others as individuals, not realizing how our very existence, our consciousness, our brains, and our psychology depend on all those in the past before us, stretching far back in time. When we look at other animals, we imagine an unbridgeable gulf between us and them. The threads that connect all life forms are simply not visible to us, and so not a part of our daily consciousness. You must train yourself to think and feel differently, always seeking to pick out the hidden threads. Imagine that there is a whole, like WHOLE, that every event and phenomenon is a part of. The whole that is your psychology and all your unconscious motivations stretching back to early childhood. The whole that is you and all the various influences in your life, including parents, friends, society, and the cultural zeitgeist. The whole that is you and all the past generations of humans that have shaped the world you now live in. I mean, that's pretty true. Think about it. There's streets everywhere, buildings, cars, all this stuff wasn't here all the time. Pretty crazy. And finally, the whole that is you and all the life forms that have led to the evolution of humans and that live within you. So I always talk about holistic wellness. What does holistic mean? It means the whole body, the whole human, the whole person. And this is going a step further. It's talking about the whole race of humans, the whole earth, as far back as time will allow you to conceive or perceive. So here's the actual law broken down into the simplest form. When you look at the world, stop fixating on all the separate forms you see and view it as all one. One throbbing, pulsating web stretching from 4 billion years ago to the present, with you as a tiny but necessary speck on a single thread. So when I think about things like that, it makes me feel very small, but not in a bad way. It makes me feel small in a good way. It reminds me that my problems are not problems, right? They're not like huge, intense things that are, worth stress, that are worth holding me back, that are worth constantly thinking about. They're just simple, everyday problems, right? There are much bigger problems than what I've personally dealt with in the world. And so it's good to remind yourself that you're tiny in comparison to the 4 billion years that this planet has been here, and the one single person, the one single speck on a tiny thread that we are. I think that's a great message. I think it's good to become part of that whole. I also think that if you're here and if you're connecting with the words that I'm saying, if this makes sense to you, you're my type of person, and you and I together are connected to the bigger picture together, which means we're connected to each other. And I think that I'm going to continue showing up every single day at 12 noon to share these positive messages. And I hope that you will be there with me, because together we can share positive messages. We can grow this thing to make sure that people are not always feeling negative, down, scared, forced into a box like current news stations make us feel. They give us one point of view. They give us, sometimes they give us things that aren't even true, as long as they're negative enough to catch our amygdala, to catch our fear center in our brain, to go like, oh snap, I better pay attention over here. Because they want the views. They want the money, obviously. They want the views and eyeballs, and that's how they make money, through advertising. And so I do not. I don't advertise. I've got nothing to sell you other than if you have Lyme disease and co-infections, I want to help you. And I have free resources to do that. It's not going to cost $1 million. I just want to provide value and give you everything that I possibly can here every day, live, 12 noon. And again, I've been going for about 30 minutes today and yesterday and the day before. I want to push this up. I want it to become an hour, but I'm starting where I'm at. I'm starting with the 30 minutes because it's easier for me to hit 30 minutes. We're running over right now, about 35 minutes. Let's go. And it'll get longer and longer as we go along, and as we're spreading more and more positivity, and we have more and more stories to talk about, and we have more and more incoming stories that make sense, and more people seek out that good, positive, healthy, uplifting news. So again, my name is Ryan Kearns. I'm here to serve you the most uplifting, positive news I can find. I'm here to give you inspiration, focus, and a little nudge to make it through the rest of your day. And I'm here to help you and hopefully share some self-improvement thoughts that I'm personally having. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I have all the answers or I'm your guru or anything. I'm going through this too. I personally have ways that I need to change. I need to become a better person, and I'm sharing all of that with you as I go along. One of the ways that I do that is I read the passage out of this amazing book, The Daily Laws, 366 meditations we're going to think about every single day. And by creating this show, hopefully you'll see me grow along this thing, and hopefully you'll grow with me. A rising tide lifts all ships. So let's do this thing. And by the way, I hope you're getting ready for 2026. I hope you're getting some goals set out for yourself. I hope you're figuring out what you want in your life, because that is a constantly evolving and changing piece of becoming the best version of you. So I personally always write down what I'm looking for in that next year, and I make goals for myself. I make actions that I'm going to do to hit those goals. I go deep into scheduling my year and all of that stuff during this time of year. Maybe that's something you're interested in. Maybe that's something I can share with you on one of these live streams. Let me know in the comments, in the chat. I read every single comment, every single chat that comes my way, and I'm just grateful and blessed to be here and to help try to make your day a little bit better. Thanks so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.